city of Truro's visit made Duck very proud of being Great Western. He talked endlessly about it, but he worked hard too, and made everything go like clockwork. The trucks behaved well, the coaches were ready on time, and the passengers even stopped grumbling. But the engines didn't like having to bustle about. There are two ways of doing things, Duck told them. The Great Western way or the wrong way. I'm Great Western and don't we know it, they groaned. They were glad when a visitor came. The visitor purred smoothly towards them. The Fat Controller climbed down. "Ah, it is Diesel," he said. "I have agreed to give him a trial. He needs to learn. Please teach him, Duck." "Good morning," purred Diesel in an oily voice. "Pleased to meet you, Duck. Is that James? And Henry? And Gordon, too. I am delighted to meet such famous engines." And he purred towards them. The silly engines were flattered. "He has very good manners," they murmured. "Oh, we are pleased to have him in our yard." Duck had his doubts. "Come on," he said shortly. "Oh, yes," said Diesel. "The yard, of course. Excuse me, engines." And he purred after Duck, talking hard. "Your worthy fat Sir Topham Hatt to you," ordered Duck. Diesel looked hurt. "Your worthy Sir Topham Hatt thinks I need to learn. He is mistaken. We Diesels don't need to learn. We know everything. We come to a yard and improve it. We are revolutionary." "Oh," said Duck. "If you're Revo Thingamy, perhaps you could collect my trucks while I fetch Gordon's coaches." Diesel, delighted to show off, purred away. With much banging and clashing, he collected a row of trucks. Duck left Gordon's coaches in the station and came back. Diesel was now trying to take some trucks from a siding nearby. They were old and empty. Clearly they had not been touched for a long time. Their brakes would not come off properly. Diesel found them hard to move. Pull, push, backwards, forwards. The trucks groaned. "We can't! We won't!" Duck watched the operation with interest. Diesel lost patience. He roared and gave a great heave. The trucks jerked forward. "Oh!" they screamed. "We can't! We won't!" Some of their brakes broke, and the gear hanging down bumped on the rails and sleepers. "We can't! We won't!" Their trailing brakes caught in the points and locked themselves solid. Roared Diesel. A rusted coupling broke, and he shot forward suddenly by himself. "Ho, ho, ho!" chuckled Duck. Diesel recovered and tried to push the trucks back, but they wouldn't move, and he had to give up. Duck ran quietly round to where the other trucks all stood in line. "Thank you for arranging these, Diesel," he said. "I must go now." "Don't you want this lot?" "No, thank you." Diesel gulped. "And I've taken all this trouble?" he almost shrieked. "Why didn't you tell me?" "You never asked me. Besides," said Duck innocently, "you were having such fun being Revo, whatever it was you said. Goodbye." Diesel had to help the workmen clear the mess. He hated it. All the trucks and coaches were laughing. Presently he heard them singing. Their song grew louder and louder, and soon it echoed through the yard. "Trucks are waiting in the yard, tackling them with Diesel. Show the world what I can do, clearly boasts the Diesel. In and out he creeps about like a big black weasel. When he pulls the wrong trucks out, pop goes the Diesel." He growled and, scuttling away, sulked in the shed. When Duck returned and heard the truck singing, he was horrified. "Shut up," he ordered, and bumped them hard. "I'm sorry our trucks were rude to you, Diesel," he said. Diesel was still furious. "It's all your fault. You made them laugh at me," he complained. "Nonsense," said Henry. "Duck would never do that. We engines have our differences, but we never talk about them to trucks. That would be disgraceful," said Gordon. "Disgusting," put in James. "Despicable," finished Henry. Diesel hated Duck. He wanted him to be sent away. So he made a plan. Next day he spoke to the trucks. "I see you like jokes," he said in his oily voice. "You made a good joke about me yesterday. I laughed and laughed. Ha ha! Duck told me one about Gordon. I'll whisper it. Don't tell Gordon I told you." He sneaked away. "Ho ho ho!" guffawed the trucks. "Gordon will be cross with Duck when he knows. Let's tell him and pay Duck out for bumping us." Diesel went to all the sidings, and in each he told different stories. He said Duck had told them to him. This was untrue, but the trucks didn't know. They laughed rudely at the engines as they went by, and soon Gordon, Henry and James found out why. "Disgraceful," said Gordon. "Disgusting," said James. "Despicable," said Henry. "We cannot allow it." They consulted together. "Yes," they said, "he did it to us. We'll do it to him. We'll see how he likes it." Duck was tired out. The trucks had been cheeky and troublesome. He had had hard work to make them behave. He wanted a rest in the shed. "Shh! Keep out!" The three engines barred his way, and Diesel lurked behind. "Stop fooling," said Duck. "I'm tired." "So are we," hissed the engines. "We are tired of you. We like Diesel. We don't like you. You tell tales about us to trucks. I don't. You do. I don't. You do." The Fat Controller came to stop the noise. "Duck called me a galloping sausage," spluttered Gordon. "Rusty red scrap iron," hissed James. "I'm old square wheels," fumed Henry. "Well, Duck?" Duck considered. "I only wish, sir," he said gravely, "that I'd thought of those names myself. If the dome fits." The Fat Controller coughed. "He made trucks laugh at us," accused the engines. The Fat Controller recovered. "Did you, Duck?" "Certainly not, sir. No steam engine would be as mean as that." "Now, Diesel, you heard what Duck said." "I can't understand it, sir. To think that Duck, of all engines, I'm dreadfully grieved, sir, but no, nothing." "I see." Diesel squirmed and hoped he didn't. "I'm sorry, Duck," the Fat Controller went on, "but you must go to Edward's station for a while. I know he will be glad to see you." "Beg pardon, sir, do you mean now?" "Yes, please." "As you wish, sir." Duck trundled sadly away, while Diesel smirked with triumph in the darkness.